Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. Today I'm going to be doing a actually very highly requested get to know me type video. I pulled these questions from a bunch of different places on Google. So there are about 35 of them and I organized them from kind of the most basic ones to a little more like deep and personal as it goes on. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you guys so much. I think as I'm making this video, I have about 37 or 3,800 people subscribed. Since there are so many of you here, I also really want to get to know you guys too. I want this to be a community. I want us to feel like friends. I want it to feel like you guys can talk to me and that you know me and that I know you. So after you watch this video, I would love if you would leave a comment down below and let me know just a few fun facts about yourself. Maybe like your hometown or the type of music that you like. Thank you in advance for doing that. And let's just get right into the video. Question number 1, where did you grow up and where do you currently live? I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, right downtown in Chicago in the city. It was the coolest, most incredible way to grow up and really has shaped my entire life. And then I currently live in New York. Number 2, what is your full name and are you named after anyone? My full name is Carrie Jen Carollo. My first name is not short for anything like Caroline, and I am named after my father's mother, but I think hers was short for something. My middle name is after my mother's grandmother, Jennifer. It's spelled Jen, but when I was younger, I used to always want to be like unique and different. I had always wanted to be spelled Jenn instead with 2 N's, and in true me fashion, I would write it on like school papers and stuff, and I think I might have written it on an official document of some sort in the past. No one's come for me, so I think it's probably okay. And then my last name is Carollo. If you're wondering, it's Italian. You might be a little confused by that, so I will get into that in a later question, so just sit tight for a second. 3, what year were you born? I was born in 1995, and that brings us to number 4, which is what is your zodiac sign? I am a Gemini. My birthday is June 13th, and if you want to know if I believe in it, I think the fact that I have it tattooed on my finger might tell you something about that. Okay, 5. So, where were you born? I was actually adopted when I was 7 months old. I was born in Asia. Just the way that the adoption thing works, I will never know with 100% certainty where exactly I was born, but I was adopted from China. I guess you could say China, but definitely Asia, I would assume. 6, how tall are you? I am 5'5". It's a pretty good middle ground height. I'm not mad about it, but I always did want to be like 5'7"-ish. Number 7, have you gone to college? Yes, I have, but my college experience is not cut and dry or traditional by any means. I actually went to 3 different colleges, but I have a total of 4 on my transcript, but I also did it in 3 years and graduated early. 8, when was the last time you cried? On a not serious note, definitely watching Deal or No Deal, like just the other day. I have always gotten super emotional at just like the stupidest, most ridiculous things, like Extreme Makeover Home Edition when they would like move the bus and show the people their house. I never like fully cry, but I always just get like teary-eyed and emotional. Also, I almost legit cried when Sandra Oh won her Golden Globe. Shout out to all the Asian girls out there. Representation is so important, and I think it was a really important and amazing moment for Hollywood and what we need to be seeing more of as well. But in general, I'm not really a big crier. 9, do you have kids? If no, how many do you want? Seeing as I'm 23 and very single, no, I do not have kids, but I do want 2. Ideally and hopefully a girl and a boy, but definitely not more than 2. 10, do you use sarcasm a lot? Never. 11, what is the first thing that you notice about people? Definitely their style and just their general vibe. I do think that you can tell a lot about a person by what they're wearing, the vibe they're giving off. I'm also very interested in style, so I am receptive to, I guess, that in other people. 12, favorite smells? Books and bookstores, fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. My most favorite one though is definitely the smell of a barn or farm, which if you are a normal person, that is probably not true for most people, but I grew up riding horses. I did it for at least 13 years, I think, and it's something that I just associate with things that I love and animals that I love and being comforting and calm. I do not like to smell like a barn after I leave though, but while I'm there, it's just like one of my favorite things. 13, are you single or taken? I am very single. It is hard out here, I will not lie to anyone, especially in New York, I think, but just in 2019 in general. 14, what is the furthest that you've ever been from home? I guess you could technically say where I was born. but if you don't want to count that, I think it might be Italy. Piggybacking off of that, 15 is how many countries have you visited? 3. So I have been to the Netherlands, I went to Amsterdam, and then France in Paris, and then Italy. I was in Florence and Rome, but hopefully, fingers crossed, going to Japan this year. 16, do you have any special talents? Growing up, I would always say like my special talent or fun fact was like that I rode horses, so I guess you could say that. And then also for a long time, home decor and being really interested in that. People who knew me knew, but if you didn't know me as well or you'd never came to my house, you maybe wouldn't know. But on like a kind of not serious note, I have this weird thing where I run into famous people all the time, or at least like C-list celebs and YouTubers. I have a crazy long list of them on my phone, and I run into people completely randomly on the street, on planes, on the train. A few I've seen at like events and stuff, but most of them it's like super serendipitous and unexpected. The most famous people that I have seen are probably John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. 17, what are your hobbies? My hobbies and like what I do every day and like my daily life aren't so different. I think it's probably a good thing. I really love to write. I love anything visual, so like art and fashion and beauty and video. Yeah, I go to a lot of art museums and pop-ups and things like that. A lot of just like culture related stuff. I love eating different foods and seeing new places. I love exploring New York. I'm pretty into fitness too, so I love doing like a bunch of different workout classes. 18, who is your favorite musician? My music taste, kind of like everything else in my life, is a little bit all over the place. I would say one of the people who I've been a fan of the longest is Lady Gaga. I have been with her since her Just Dance days and was a huge fan at one point. I would like remake her outfits for Halloween and for concerts. I still love her, obviously. We've actually made eye contact before, fun fact. Besides that though, my favorite type of music is probably just like throwback stuff. So I really love like retro girl groups like the Shirelles and the Supremes. I also love Amy Winehouse and anyone more modern that has like an older vibe. But then I also really love modern music like SZA and Frank Ocean and a bunch of like more obscure artists and bands. 19, do you have any pets? I do. I have a pug named Piper and she's a little angel baby. I'm hoping this focuses. I'll insert another photo of her right here so that you can see her. She is currently with my mom. I raised her though. I've had her since she was 8 weeks old and she was at college with me, which is insane, but I made it work somehow. I'm hoping to bring her to New York in 2019 though, but we'll see. 20, do you have any siblings? No, I am an only child. 21, what do you want to be when you grow up? You could say that I am grown up. I'm 23, I have a big girl job. What I am doing right now is what I wanted to be when I grew up when I was younger. I am a beauty editor. Basically, I work for a website called Pop Sugar, so I write about beauty. I used to totally want to like be a magazine editor. It was my dream to work at 17. That's like one of the proudest accomplishments, I guess you could say, in my life. I got my full-time job when I was 21. Now, as I have been working full-time in an office situation for over 2 years and I'm finding other things that I'm really passionate about, ideally I would be hopefully obviously making money at a bunch of different things that I'm interested in. So I still obviously want to keep writing and doing beauty, but I also do want to get into home decor and I want to do some other stuff and turn them into like a full-time career. Just for me personally, I don't love being in an office all day every day, and I want a little bit less structure, which I know is probably different than what a lot of people would say. Some people really crave structure, and I also want to be in more full control of like what I'm doing in terms of the things that I'm creating. Hopefully at one point I'll be able to do that, but for now I am super happy in my job and it's a really cool thing that I get to do. 22, what is your least favorite thing about yourself? One, I would say that I can be like very irritable or short-tempered, especially around people who know me really well or people that I love. That just isn't a good look and ends up hurting people sometimes. And then my other least favorite thing about myself, I get like nervous or apprehensive about sharing the things that I am most passionate about with the people who know me the most. Things that I'm doing and accomplishments that I've had and ideas that I have. It's just so interesting because making YouTube videos, it doesn't faze me at all to share with people who I don't know. But to share those things with the people that I do know, I just get really weird about it. I guess I second guess myself a lot. It holds me back from a lot. 23, what was your favorite / worst subject in high school? Favorite subject was definitely English, and my worst subject was definitely science. 24, this is a weird like group of questions, but what is your favorite drink, animal, and perfume? Drink, this is so basic and like boring, but water. In terms of alcoholic drink, I like gin and tonics, but specifically I drink them with 2 limes because tonic water doesn't have a lot of flavor and the lime adds more flavor, or red wine. And other drinks, blood orange San Pellegrino or Seagram's, specifically Seagram's ginger ale. I'm not a big soda drinker, so those are like once in a blue moon. Favorite animal, probably dogs or horses, and then favorite perfume, Gucci Bloom. 25, what sports do you play / have you played? I've already said this, but I grew up riding horses. I consider it a sport. It's in the Olympics, but if you don't consider it a sport and you think it's a hobby or whatever, I'm not gonna fight you on that. And that took up the majority of my time throughout my life, all the way through college. And then I also played volleyball, but not super seriously. I did it throughout middle school. 26, how would you describe your fashion sense? This is kind of similar, I guess, to how I would describe my home decor style, which is quirky or like kitschy, eclectic, chic, that is influenced by trends and also feminine. I wear a lot of dresses. 27, tell us one of your bad habits. Definitely the fact that I procrastinate on things that are like actually important, like making doctor's appointments or calling the insurance. And it is my mom's biggest pet peeve and least favorite thing that I do. And I know she watches my videos, so sorry, Janice, I love you. 28, 3 things that upset you. Going to bed without eating a dessert at least some point in the day. And I'm dead serious about that. I love, love, love sweets. Another one would be, this sounds so like dramatic and cliche, but just like being misunderstood. If my intentions or the way I meant to phrase something or something like that gets lost in translation or misinterpreted, or if someone thinks that like I don't know what I'm talking about, especially when it's someone that I care about and a topic that I care about, and I always want to make sure that I'm like clarifying and justifying myself. I guess the fact that it gets to me so much sometimes is definitely a flaw. And then the third one would be the current state of social media and like influencer culture. I think it's just getting to the point where it's like insane and like bullshit and just a little too crazy and fake. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. 29, 3 things that make you happy. Being with my dog, being with my family or friends, and then being home in Chicago. 30, 1 word that describes you. Spicy curry. Not only is that my Instagram, but it was a nickname first by 2 different people at different points in my life who didn't know each other. I think it was just fate that I would become Spicy Curry one day. 31, favorite quote. My favorite quote is actually one that I have printed on my gallery wall. If you know the YouTube channel Cut, they do a lot of like social experiment type videos. It's, you are selling the hours of your life. So for the love of yourself, make sure that it's something you can embrace and walk home and feel proud about. Make it so that you can say that hour of my life was well spent. It was such a minor part of the video, but it really stuck with me. I just think it's the most articulate and conversational way to rephrase why you need to do what you love for your job and for your life. That is something that I really, really believe in, and that's something that is the life that I live, and something that was really, really important to me as I was figuring out who I wanted to be and the job I wanted to do. Obviously, there are certain career paths and careers that are going to be more lucrative than others, just traditionally, but at the same time, I really, truly believe that if you are passionate about something, it is probably the thing that you are best at, and if you're good at it, you can succeed in it. That might not always be easy, especially for certain careers over others. If it's something that you are passionate about, you should at least try to pursue it. It's going to make you significantly happier throughout your life, and it's going to feel less like work. 32, are you an extrovert or an introvert? I always like to say that I am an extroverted introvert, so I'm definitely an introvert first. It really just depends who I'm around. If things are weird, I'm going to be like more introverted, but if I'm super comfortable, I'm going to be really extroverted. 33, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Exactly where I am right now, New York City. 34, what is your favorite thing to have for breakfast? If you know me, you know that my favorite food is eggs. My favorite breakfast is just eggs scrambled, preferably soft scrambled, with like stringy hash browns or the kind they have at McDonald's, and then like some sourdough toast. 35, why did you start a YouTube channel? This is a question that I really wanted to make sure that I got in this video. I very much grew up in like the era where YouTube started becoming a thing. I've always been the type of person that just lurks and whatever, and I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but it just wasn't the right time. Looking back, I'm really okay with that. I especially recently have really gotten to a place where I'm really comfortable with who I am and confident and really in a good like space, I guess, in general. And so I'm really glad I didn't do it any earlier. Like I said before, I've also really figured out certain things that I'm interested in that I want to share, and I want to have another creative outlet that's not my job, where I can be in control of what's happening. But the real reason why I wanted to start YouTube, this is very hard for me to like articulate. I think that the lives that people live online are so much more attainable than they look, and I think it's really just about you figuring out what you want your life to look like from all aspects and being in charge of making that happen. In just whatever I end up doing with this and whatever types of videos I share, I just hope that in some way, this is gonna sound really cliche, but me living my life, which is a life that I have very much made everything from my style to my home decor exactly the way I wanted it to be. If me living that life and having a job that I enjoy and that I love can inspire or help you guys see that it's totally doable and I'm a normal girl, that's really the goal for me. So that was a long-winded answer that probably didn't say anything. Basically, I'm just hoping to like keep it real while also providing you with some inspo at the same time. Let's just go with that. So those are all the 35 questions. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave them down below. If I get enough, I can definitely do another Q&A video, or I will just answer them directly in the comments. Remember to please leave a few facts about yourself. Thank you guys again so much for watching and for being here and for always leaving really, really nice comments. I'm shocked at the little amount of hate that I have gotten. I know it'll come. I just really appreciate it and am really thankful that you guys are here. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.